with Unstoppable Tracy, host of the Today Show in Halton Region on Gigic, Your TV, and host of Unstoppable You on Roku. I am so excited that my guest today, Patricia Gigic, is a Canadian artist, award-winning internationally around the world. She is also an author. She is also Chief Visionary Officer with Help Heal Humanity, and she is CFO of Hamilton Vein Clinic. And she is a member, and she is part of the International Women's Forum. She is in the top 100, and she's a Lifetime Achievement Award winner in 2020 with the Universal Women's Network. So many pieces of the puzzle. This unstoppable woman is definitely going to share some great tips and tricks and awe-inspiring moments with her art and her difference maker initiatives. Please stay tuned right after the message for Patricia Gigic. I am Unstoppable Tracy with Unstoppable You, host of the Today Show and on Roku.
Would you like to donate to our employment programs? Please follow the link below to donate through PayPal. All proceeds go to our programs.
Hi, my name is Julia Ramaldi. Please come join us on the Disability Channel. Please stay tuned, we have amazing guests.
Welcome to TDC with Unstoppable Tracy and Patricia Gigic on Unstoppable You and Your TV, Gigic, and Roku, a live streaming platform around the world. And so because we have Halton local folk, we have Hamilton resident Patricia Gigic, and we also have international folk listening in, and we have an international award winner. There are so many pieces of the puzzle that I am excited to put together with Patricia today. Welcome, Patricia.
Hi, Tracy. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here with you. Congratulations on some of that recent media with your international award-winning art. Will you tell our listeners a bit more about your art?
Yeah, well, it's actually been quite an interesting time. A few years ago, yes, I actually was awarded the gold medal at the Salon National Beaux-Arts event at the Carrousel de Louvre in Paris. And it was amazing, Tracy. I'm the first female photographer in the photography category, Canadian, to win the award. So it was very exceptional. And the piece was called The Path, and just a black and white photograph, but I was pretty shocked. And then, in between that, there's several other awards that I received in Italy, and then part of the Ambassadors of Art with Dr. Franco Russo. And then I guess the coolest thing is that the Academic Society, Arts, Sciences, and Letters in Paris awarded me a silver medal a couple years ago. And now, because of COVID, I wasn't able to go, and they delayed the award, but I'm receiving the pewter medal in this year. If it happens, I can be in Paris in October, but they haven't confirmed yet that they're still doing it. So yeah, it's been like a real whirlwind.
A whirlwind of a journey. And we're going to do our best to overlay some of your artwork of all these awards and for people to see your style. But for our viewers with vision loss, can you describe what your style is for them?
Yeah, so I have this, I've been really fortunate since 1999. I have had a mentor in France, in Savoyon and Mont Ventoux, and he's an artist who has dedicated his entire life to, only doing art. And his name is Dragan Gigic. And I am the only person in his life that he's ever had this length of time, female Canadian for sure only. So I've been his protege.
Nice.
And it's the Matisse palette. you know, combined with his and my own, you know, shifts and changes in it. But my
Yes.
work is very etheric. It's very, I sort of feel as if it's a landscape of the mind. It's transcendental realism. I like to approach things in a very abstract way, but at the same time, I try to paint something that is unrecognizable, even though you think it might be a landscape or you see something in it. But it allows you to sort of go to that place of a clearing in your mind where you have to seek out and find the aspects of the work that you resonate with. And maybe sometimes it's a bit of a discomfort. And in that discomfort, you find, you know, I always call it this complex simplicity, where it looks easy and you think you're going to get to it, but it takes some work. And that's why I like, you know, using art as a vehicle for people for transitioning or transforming their lives. Yes.
I mean, and even the way you verbally describe it already invites us to listen and feel and stretch in that discomfort,
Mm-hmm.
feel more capable and able and in touch with the world because of what you're inviting. And people will see that from some of the pictures we might be flashing. But and you honor your mentor in that he's completely an artist in his 100% of his time. But
Yes.
I think what I respect about you, and maybe it's where you tap into some of the feelings that you evoke in your artwork, but you are also an author, also chief visionary officer with Help Heal Humanity, and also a CFO in Hamilton Vein Clinic. I mean, and that's not even half of it. These are just some of your reality time fillers that's
Right.
going on in your life. Can you tell us a little bit more about, let's start with Help Heal Humanity.
Yes. You know, myself, I'm a very left side, right side person. Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, my whole life, I've always felt to be in servitude. And, you know, from early pinnings, years and years and years of donating my time and effort and money and help and whatnot. So back in 2006, though, I had an opportunity to assist in the building of the first library in Angkor Wat in Siem Reap, Cambodia. And in 2007, after the completion of the library, I flew to Cambodia. And that's where I realized that this was a super important part of the world. And the story of, you know, how it came to be is it's raw because of Pol Pot and the entire Khmer Rouge regime, and the basically the Buddhists, the monks and whatnot, were not able to, they had to hide the books so they weren't burned during the early 70s when this happened.
Oh.
So they buried them underground in the stupas, in the cemeteries. So then fast forward 25 years later, Master Kawan, who's one of the gatekeepers of Angkor Wat, and 4 or 5 generations in his family, he decided the time had come for him to take the teachings, these folklore and Cambodian folklore, the teachings out and rewrite them on wreaths, and then be able to have them to serve, you know, the future. But the government wanted to shut down the little area because it's such an eyesore, and UNESCO was going in to refurbish, you know, all the sandstone structures in Angkor. And he thought, if I build a library, if I just build a place that I can house this and make it work, maybe they won't shut us down and they won't send him away to Phnom Penh, where he would have to spend the rest of his time in a monastery. And my friend Kathy happened to be there, honestly, like that minute when it was all taking place. And she called me and she said, Patricia, I need $5,000. And I said, oh my gosh, are you in trouble? She goes, no, you're building a library. So I sent the money. And again, as I said, I went there. And then once I was on the ground and I realized what was actually needed, then I really dug my heels in, and we participated in building a school. They had a small orphanage there. Then we built a school for the monks and the nuns. And then, you know, so fast track again in another area in Buyang Miala, where it had been completely isolated, this village, because of landmines. they had finally opened up the area, and Master Kawan said, you know, there's 45 children, actually 70 children who have never seen a book, a pen, or a pencil. They've been isolated, and we want to bring them the opportunity to change their lives. Will you help us? So that happened. So another segment of this was that my friend Serena Buffalino had actually, at the time of the Haiti earthquake, with her students, decided they would build a school in Cité Soleil. So after a decade, she had that up and running. And when we connected, we decided that we would put our, you know, our works together and bring education. And with COVID, it's turned into food insecurities and insufficiencies and feeding the homeless, going into the tents in Toronto and Hamilton and the encampments. So we took a little bit of a shift, but we're still working really hard to bring program, you know, to the small places. Alternative learning is what we really like to call it. And so that's what formed Help Heal Humanity. And now we have a 501c3 in the US and a board, and Serena already had it established in Spain. And yeah, so that's one part of it.
Right here in Ontario and around the world.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's so many stories. And I know you have more stories. And we haven't even touched on the Hamilton Vein Clinic or any of your significant women contributor roles and awards out there. But we need to go to a break and we've needed to go for a break for a bit, but it's been so hard to want to stop these beautiful stories. So listeners, please come back right after this break to hear more of Patricia's stories, heartfelt, authentic warmth that must be inspiration for her transcendental, incredible art, award-winning there too. And we're going to hear more about her vein clinic and some of her most powerful women in Canada award and Hall of Fame award and Lifetime Achievement Award. And we're already getting a glimmer of why she's winning those awards. So please stay tuned right after the break to join Patricia Gigic and Unstoppable Tracy on TDC, on Roku, on your TV, on Cogeco. Positive Thoughts. We'll be right back.
All about inclusion and really giving everyone a fair say.
Welcome to the Today Show. This is our flagship show. I am Unstoppable Tracy.
I am Zach Damon.
It is a pleasure to be here. I am excited. What is up?
We have a great show today.
Jay Stoyan here for the Disability Channel, the world's only inclusive channel for and by persons with disabilities.
Get ready to be inspired, everyone.
We have people watching from all over the world, but also all over Ontario.
We also take a concerted attention in the veterans community.
In moments of stress and trauma, we can get a hold of ourselves.
To help make a difference for people with disabilities, to show people how to love themselves or their disability.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me, giving this platform for myself and other people with disabilities.
Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this episode of the Disability Channel Detroit. Please tune in next time.
Welcome back to the Today Show and Unstoppable You. I'm Unstoppable Tracy. My guest today is Patricia Gigic. She has been regaling us with international stories of Help Heal Humanity and its journey before the break. And she's also an extraordinary global award-winning Canadian artist, the first woman to win the award of several of these awards. And she's also CFO in Hamilton Vein Clinic, for those of you tuning in more locally. Welcome back, Patricia.
Hi, Tracy. Thank you so much.
Patricia, so many stories before the break, and I'm hoping you have one or two more, which I know you do. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about the Vein Clinic that's going on and how you're CFO there?
Yeah, so Hamilton Vein Clinic is located at the Lime Ridge Medical Center in Hamilton, and we do just regular vein therapy as well as injections and EVLT, which is intravenous laser therapy, and venous seal. And yes, so we welcome all people there, and it's been quite a journey.
I bet it has. What's been sort of the shift with COVID for you and for all the worlds that you're impacting, and maybe at the vein clinic?
Yeah, well, of course, following the standards of, what the Royal College and the Ministry of Health have provided for us, we did shut down for quite a period of time. And then as we were able to reactivate, we set up all the precautions and put all the systems in place. And it's starting to come back around. But, of course, people are very cautious, and we're happy they are. But we see it thriving again, and treatments are really needed for people. So whatever we can do to bring them back in safely and courageously, we are. Yes.
So if our listeners, maybe they don't need a vein clinic because they're not aware of it, but that they have family and neighbors and communities. So how do people spread the word? Who would best leverage your vein clinic services?
Right. So actually, it is referral by your family doctors.
Okay.
And so if you do want to have your veins assessed, then you would go and request a consult first, and we would get a referral from your family doctor, and then book an appointment, and then make the decision on what the best treatments would be for you, and then proceed. So, yeah.
Now you're CFO, not one of the doctors.
No, I'm not a doctor.
Not a doctor. So I wanted to ask a question to say, so how do you know if you need maybe vein intervention with support from your doctor?
Right. So we have general surgeon, and we have the vascular surgeon, and all of the consults are done. They do all of the tests, the ultrasound and whatnot ahead of time to determine, what really is required. So it's a very formal process. And
okay.
Yeah.
How did you end up being CFO?
Well, ironically, my husband happens to be a general surgeon, and has been in practice, for quite a long time, over 40 years in the Hamilton community. And then when he made the decision to retire from actually doing surgery, mostly cancer surgery, then he started the vein clinic, and it's been, it's just sort of a good way to sort of segue out without actually retiring.
Yes. Well, so he's a difference maker too, another influencer in the community. Do you only serve Hamilton, or people in all of like Milton or Burlington or?
Yeah. So the referrals come from all different areas, quite a few from St. Catharines, from Brantford, Hamilton, Burlington. It's that sort of GTA catch. And yes, we welcome all patients. So
that's what I thought.
Yeah. But I have I have such a, as I said, left side, right side, because I was a bank manager when I was 25 years old.
Right?
I know.
An artist and a bank manager.
So that whole, being aware and being in the financial world has always been part of my life. And then when I left the bank, I started Curalex Management Group, and then Millennialex, MLX Property Management. So I've had my hands dabbled in that world for quite some time. So it was just a natural progression for me to be the support system, for the clinic. Yeah.
And I know that you are WXN's top 100 most powerful women in Canada. I know you're a Hall of Famer in 2018. Yes. I know you're a Lifetime Achievement Award winner in 2020 with Universal Women's Network. I believe you're also very much involved in the International Association of Top Professionals, and in a large capacity there too. And I think a lot of that is because you are also, you're this left brain finance person, right brain artist, or the other way around, right brain finance person, left brain artist out there. and difference maker, local as well as international. How do people kind of reach out to you and support you and support the things that, what would you like? What do you want to ask our listeners?
Well, that's a fabulous question. Thank you. Coming from you, of course. You're so wonderful, Tracy. But I've had the privilege of exhibiting my work, around the world. First with BB International Fine Arts in Switzerland and doing all the art fairs, and then locally when Gallery on the Bay they're now closing, but I was with Gallery on the Bay for a long, long time. The Denison Gallery in Toronto. And now the 13th Street Gallery, which is in St. Catharines, and it's located actually at the 13th Street Winery. So they've taken me under their umbrella. And along with that, I'm having an actual show on July 17th is the vernissage, the opening, on the Saturday from 2 to 5. And then the work will be shown, I think, until about the middle of August. It is a group show, so there will be 3 of us, 3 women. I think the show's title is Hear Her Roar. We're just waiting for roar. Yeah. So we're just waiting for the invitations to come out right now. And so supporting me that way, coming out to see the work, to, the gallery if you're in or want to make it a destination, for a weekend or an evening drive or something. And then I'm online. I have my website, patriciakarengigich.com. And I also
Karen Gigic?
Yes. And then I have, there's an organization in France that represents me, FACEC, FACIS. And so I'm doing the Monaco Art Fair, another couple of art fairs in France in the next couple of months. And I also was really lucky to be Artist of the Year for Art Tour International Magazine 2020. So my work was on the cover of the magazine, and a lot of interviews and some good media. So I always think, you just have to, sometimes it's just a matter of Googling, and that can just take you to a place, and then you find something that you're interested in.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And if people want to donate to Heal to Humanity?
To helphealhumanity.org. And our website allows you to make contributions there. We've sponsored 50 to 75 children each year in the school in Cité Soleil. And so that's something that we'll be doing again, because we're coming to the year end for our children there. So we'll be setting up our sponsorship again. So that would be wonderful for people to go to www.helphealhumanity.org. And then we're also making an attempt to work with a Rotary project to put a water treatment and some washrooms in another area, which is also located in a very, very, very poor district in outside of Cité Soleil.
And all of that is on top of your COVID efforts locally that we're, at relevantly here and now. So affecting the world, affecting locally. Patricia Gigic, I want to say thank you so much for joining us on the Disability Channel, TDC, and the Unstoppable Today show for our Halton viewers and benefiters of all of your services and future potential viewers and customers, maybe of your artwork, and for Heal for Humanity benefactors. And also for being the unstoppable woman that you are, making a difference with your art, with your programs, with your volunteer work, and you and your husband with the Vein Clinic. How extraordinary. Thank you for joining us, Patricia Gigic. And thank you from Unstoppable Tracy, and thank you from the Disability Channel. Bye for now, folks. Tune in next week. Bye.